the song.
It's like Goyamino and what's it called?
Injections.
Mm.
But I think it's sorted. No, they sorted that out. I think.
But these
I think the
other
actual
ones,
issue
they've
with that one
split
actually
and they're
was
so
the-
angry.
Was the sample. That's why they took it down. It was the sample. It was the sample.
The Machina one.
Yeah, no, the Amino song.
Oh, the Amino
You know
one.
that,
guys-
They didn't take it down, no. They still have it down.
No, yeah, they brought it back up. They took it down for a while. But it was
They're
because the
angry
people
with
who
each
actually
other.
of that background song. You know, it's an American group. They were the ones that had that issue.
What's wrong with your friend Portugal?
Why are you calling my friend? I see me.
Why you denying him now?
You should be James's.
Why are you pointing at me? Bro, what's that thing that he says? Watch your mouth.
Watch your
mouth. Say me.
It's James's friend. What's it called? I'm Portugal.
Recover, how far?
Love music,
It's Mary Recoba.
love
Yeah.
life.
Wow.
The great
Mr. C.
Gentlemen.
Don't worry, if you're downstairs, I will address you properly.
with the gossip, local and global.
The shameless man will address you. The shameless assassin man. What's on your mind? Thank you so much.
Tuesdays and Thursdays from 8:15 a.m.
She's like, no.
Can you hear?
Smooth notes here from here we are. Bye. And welcome. People started us off on a bright note.
Yes.
Yes,
These
and
things happen. It's not a recorded show.
we're up on
Hi,
youtube.com/smooth981 FM. You can go and replay the show and the start of the show right after the show ends. So make sure you leave your comments up on that live stream and tweet at us at smooth981 FM and send your WhatsApp messages in via 0809 440 981. Joining us for the next half hour, James Tyler's back.
Who is back?
He back.
Good morning, Lagos. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Super. Good morning, Victor Papo. Victor, who is.
Wow, he's been
My
gone
God.
so long, he forgot everyone's names.
But that's how you know that James Silence is back.
I'm back.
Exactly.
I'm back.
And Aris is in the building.
Yes.
No.
Who's in the house?
Oris is in the
Watch
house.
your
Watch
mouth.
your mouth.
I'm not doing.
She intentionally changed it.
I know. And we have haters in the studio.
No haters, no haters. Just people seeking the truth. We've also got new music. He promised us the music.
Oh my gosh.
He gave us the date. He missed the date. Then he gave us the music.
Fine.
Let's just talk about this. Let's play you. Wizkid, Bad to Me. Here it is.
But you know,
But it might be nice with the speaker.
Yeah, but I'm saying, who doesn't speak and listen everything in classic? There's not a single song that's a bad song. I'm sure they're to get one for
Speaker now, you're like,
So I have to have so much audio because of copyright, just in case.
Oh, yeah.
Copyright issues. Hey, my see you.
There you go.
Sounds like you're making sense.
It's not that bad.
What are you saying?
Gay,
not that bad.
You don't like that part?
It's not that bad after all.
Gay. You don't like that part?
Okay.
It's
Okay,
not that
take
bad,
it
it's
back.
just mediocre.
I just get there.
It's the beats.
He's giving me some good stuff. I'm not ready for mediocre.
Exactly. It's just not great.
Well, because there's no terms on this one.
Oh, we're back on. Let's
We're
go
about
on
to cause
studio.
trouble.
Okay, guys, so waiting for your messages to come flying in. Was this worth it? Bad to me. Oris, that's the question I'm
why?
asking you.
Why me?
Go on. You know you want to.
I do actually. Yeah, I
Uh-huh.
really do. First things first, there's a disclaimer that has to be put out there. If you are within the Smooth FM studios, there is not a bad song in the world, I can assure you. The
Yes.
speakers are so great that
Yes.
any song is great. Anyway, so besides that, or rather, other than that, Wizkid, I think, is in an interesting space. I think he is at the limit of his lyrical abilities. Finally, I think he has publicly exhausted everything he could possibly say, but he still has that basic talent, that melody thing. So if you put Wizkid with a great producer, he's going to do well. But all you need to do to see the song crumble is think about what exactly this guy's been saying. He's been saying the same thing since Superstar. So I don't know if that's a bad or a good thing, to be honest. I just think that if you are the leader of the
Or
space,
if you're the person who doesn't
should
like
do
it when
better.
people like Adekunle Gold change their lyrics and their content.
no, now wait,
So,
wait,
and you're
wait,
now saying this.
wait. I don't have an issue with Adekunle Gold's
Oh, it's-
changing of content. I think what I have an issue with is like there's a certain hypocrisy in the way it is being sold. But that's a different thing entirely. Let's focus on Whiskey. My point is that I think Whiskey has been singing the same thing for the past 10, 12 years. And somehow Wizkid FC is always thinking that this is the greatest guy since sliced bread. He's not. However, if you put this song in, if you put,
But they are
song-
because as a fan, that's what you're supposed to be.
I don't know that that's true. I would like to see Wizkid segmented
Let me tell
because
you
I won't
something.
think that Wizkid FC. I think I'm a member of Wizkid FC, by the way.
As a fan
But I just feel like I'm a more critical member and somebody who can see the truth.
as a fan of, let's say, a Paul Rudd, if he kicks a puppy, I'm gonna ask that puppy questions. Just putting it out there.
Yes, and
As
everybody now know this is how we know who Chopin is, by the way.
As-
Everybody be aware that if you kick a puppy and you're Chopin's friend, you're never going to jail.
No.
You're never getting cancelled.
If you're Paul Rudd, whom I feel as though I know inside and out,
Jesus.
and as a fan of his, that puppy probably bit him.
See,
We're not asking
anyway,
questions.
but yes, anyway, this is the justification of Wizkid FC, and it's unfortunate that Chopin, the Chopin, is saying this. But yes, anyway, but like I said,
I'm
two
saying
things.
that fans have a job to
The-
do, and these people are doing
melody-
it well.
The melody of the song is great. Lyrically, I think Wizkid is exhausted. He needs help.
James.
Exactly.
I'm like, But I think I like the song. I mean, especially that part where they go big.
Yeah,
And
is he not taking that from Rema?
And that part, the
Is that not the
audience-
Rema thing, by the way?
I don't know if it's a
Whiskey should be
Rema thing.
defining trends and not following them. But I guess, like I said, he's exhausted.
Bruh.
Exactly.
Wow, Show says there was a lot of brouhaha about this track yesterday, and I didn't hear it then. Hearing it now, I can confidently say it is absolute trash.
Oh.
He has brought shame to the Mapiano group.
Wow.
Well,
Who is this?
Wizkid
What's his
FC,
name? He should
Sheol-
come to Smooth.
Sheol.
She won't come to Smooth FM.
This is a
studio.
Davido fan. So
Uh-uh.
Wizkid fans, let us know what you think about the song.
Victor, that is
No,
not
but
fair.
I don't think
yeah,
that's Silas
James
thing.
has
Yes,
it,
he didn't finish.
No, so I'm just gonna say that I think it's an average song. It's nothing. There's nothing
It's not
spectacular.
Exactly.
It's still Wizkid. Like there's nothing new or fresh about it. It sounds like something off his last album.
No, does it?
It's
And
not
my piano wasn't a thing at the time. That was 2020, right?
Amapiano. Look, let's leave the whole Amapiano or
Beats.
whatever thing. It's just music.
Mm.
As far as I'm concerned, it still sounds because away from take out the beats, who's singing or what do you hear? It's still Whiskey.
And some girl or
and
some,
do you understand?
maybe three
It's still
girls
the
or
same
something.
vibe. It
Mm.
feels like the same thing, But it's still an average song.
Like I
It's
said,
still,
Really
The
average.
man is exhausted creatively.
In fact, for me, like the title, the song is bad to me.
And the song is what to you?
He already called the song bad to me. So on a personal level, that's the title of the song. He speaks to
Very
me
better
directly.
No.
But-
See, I'm glad Pepple said it because I didn't want to be the one to say it. Because those were my exact words. Like
Back
he
to
named
me.
it well, just like somebody names himself is named Lie and keeps telling lies. This one is named perfectly. Bad to me.
Now, the Smooth FM speakers left me a little confused, perhaps because of the beat. So I now
Yeah.
felt the beat more because of the speakers in the studio. I'm like, okay, the beat is good,
Smooth
but
FM is just
Wizkid,
like the great
Wizkid, what
leveler.
is going on at this level? Could it be because there was no terms in this song?
Pepple, you
Ouch.
keep
No,
saying
man.
this.
Now, I just feel
Nah,
like
bruv.
Wizkid should
Nah.
stick to his features.
You know,
He
but-
does great with features.
But that's interesting. People
Really,
like,
he does great with features, but I don't understand. If there was someone on this song, it would have been different.
People, I think you have an interesting point there because I think what I said earlier, I think is this just practically follows that the idea that there's a trend going on. Wizkid's modus operandi over the past few years has been to just jump on it. So, like I said, you would assume that someone of his status is trying to define stuff, but there was the Alti at some point in time, he got on track with Thames.
Mhm.
Now there's a piano, he's getting on a track with that beat. So I feel like Wizkid has the space to do different or to do more, but somehow he's been incredibly limited, even in terms of his artistic vision. So yeah,
And well, just to wrap this up, finally, Ashake's full album is not bad to me.
Oh,
Not
why
bad
why
to me
are you
at
doing
all.
this?
Not bad.
You want to cause civil war? That's your plan, right? That's like your big plan.
Benga Komu.
yeah, it says the beat of the song sounds familiar, and
It is
the
familiar.
lyrics are a rehash of "Over Is Our Words." He should find new songwriters.
He
That's
doesn't.
Benga.
Did he have one before? New songwriters.
Well, Shehu is saying, I'm not a Davido fan, not even a
Oh,
Burna
he
fan
came back.
either.
Yes.
But I can still manage that one, Sha. He can manage
Burna?
Burna.
They can
Yeah,
manage
Burna.
Bonner.
Of
But of
all
course,
of them.
Bonner is practically, I think in terms of creativity, he's number one. I don't think it's
manage
arguable at the
Burna's
moment.
lyrics and music.
Yeah, I
Burna
think,
himself? No, I don't know.
not the man, right?
I'm all by.
Says bad to me in the light of the amazing sounds being delivered every day by these new amazing artists. Sounds really bad to me. It sounds like something you do when you're not interested in taking music as a career.
Oh,
It annoys me that he kept pushing the date
Oh.
of release. Like there was one
Because,
amazing
like,
song that was going
people are
to.
like, "Ooh, can't wait, excitement building to a
Because
fever
after
pitch."
2
And
years,
it's this.
But guys, let me tell you, when it comes to music, Wizkid's music,
Yeah.
at first, personally, you just feel like, oh, no. After a while, rap.
Is that
You just-
true, though?
not,
You're just
not
kicking.
this one.
I don't think for this
I don't
one.
think
I'll,
so. I don't
I'll
think
remind
that's
you
true.
guys.
Not
after,
the very
after
first
2
time-
months.
the
2
very
months
first-
later, I'll remind
The
you
very
guys.
first time we heard Ujo Legba, it was a classic.
Even
Everybody
Essence.
knew.
Even Essence.
Every
Everybody
Wizkid
knew.
song that I've liked from the beginning,
From the
I've
very first
loved
time,
you.
yes. Yes.
No, this one is not.
This one?
This is not a
Mm-mm.
good
This
one.
is just mediocre to me. I
Now,
don't know. I feel like it's mediocre
in
to
fact,
me.
because he has a very good distro deal, the song peaks at #1 across all the streaming platforms. But
Of course
trust
now.
me, before Friday, Ashake will go back there.
let's look out for
Moving on.
that. Let's look out for that.
Will you share this money with me?
Yeah, well, you paid, bro.
No, but Ashake is phenomenal. It's just that we cannot play his songs here at
I
Smooth.
don't know that. I frankly don't agree about
Phenomenal.
the. Yes, I think that what has happened is
Strong word to use
he
for
has
it.
incredible selectors. So I don't think any of the songs on the album are as good as any of the four
Aside
singles before the
his,
album.
his singles,
Not a
really,
single
even
one.
preceding the album, no bad song.
That's what I'm saying. I agree, but I'm saying the album itself though doesn't rise to the level of those singles.
I feel like he would stay longer in the industry. That's why I use the term phenomenal for him. His pen game too okay.
I mean,
for
Yoruba
someone
man,
for
yeah,
someone who
not
just
bad.
came on board this year,
Mm.
and he feels like that artist everyone's talking about in Nigeria at the moment.
Yeah, no, he
For
has a
someone
lot.
who just came
Yeah.
on.
But yeah, but there's Olamide there too. Let's not.
I
forget
know Olamide's part is now in terms of distribution, but you need to have something good for someone to be able to push.
that. Yeah, that's true. I agree.
Mm.
Ah, somebody remembers my Igbo name.
Chioma.
It's Chioma, really?
Yes.
I don't even know this. Is this fact or?
Cruz, can you leave her
It
alone?
is fact.
She mentioned it on radio this week, and so they're not addressing her Shokbe again. It's now Chioma.
All right, let's move on. We got more.
All right, and David Doe is in the news. He's saying to DJ Maparita, "You've never liked me, so keep my name out of your mouth."
Kind of like well, yeah, no, but you know the origin of this thing, right?
Tell us.
Some random fan shows up and is talking about how Wizkid, was it Wizkid?
Davido
Invented,
yes,
invented. It's not about he invented Amapiano. And then, of course, Mafarisa points out that
Imported.
no, I like invented.
Okay.
I just like
Okay.
invented. Anyway, so yeah, so Mafarisa shows up and says, you know what? Actually, Wizkid and Burna Boy both of them were on this Amapiano song before Davido showed up. I think with the song with vocalistic. Essentially, I think that's what's actually being discussed. And of course, Davido has to show up and say, you know what, you just never liked me. Which is funny because I thought they had a very good song back in the day.
Yeah, they did.
2015 or 2016. The
Yeah,
sound.
it was a big song.
Yeah, such a big
Yeah.
song. You know, I mean, that's South Africa, Nigeria
Yeah.
vibe. Of course, it wasn't Amapiano though. I think it was still what's that sound?
Maybe
The
like
Afro
house
Kwaito.
or something.
Right, yeah, like that, kind of like their house,
Something
you
like
know.
that.
So I never would have thought that both of them have an issue. But apparently, even Mafarisa himself has a problem in the South African music business because there are people who do not really like him. I think what should have happened is Davido should just have, you know what, let the thing go. But I have no idea why he decided to like chook his mouth into the issue.
I mean, what I also saw on the internet on the same day was Mehdi also taking claim that.
No. Yeah, somebody was it made himself? I think somebody put.
No, it was Mehdi himself.
Somebody. Oh, it was himself.
Yeah, I saw.
Mhm.
I saw.
Yeah,
his
so
tweet.
somebody put up. I think maybe they saying that actually Mehdi had done a song with Amapiano back in the day, but it's not true. That's not an
No,
Amapiano
but
song.
how do we even try to struggle on a piano with South Africa? Really, it's like some South Africans or Ghanaians saying or taking claim to Fuji.
No. It's just about the importing now. They're not saying that they invented. They're trying to say that when it comes to like bringing it into the country, who did it first?
Why is
First
it a
of all,
conversation?
But must be a conversation. No,
by the
no,
way,
but no.
Pepper,
I
can
think it's understandable.
Because Wizkid came out with this.
Can I just say that this is just Nigerians being Nigerians because I mean,
Right.
we've taken many things and made it Nigerian. Kara is not our own, but it is our
No,
own.
but I don't think
As
anybody
is
thinks
jollof
Amapiano
rice.
is I don't think that.
No,
I
they're
don't
not
think.
saying-
I think we know that. It's
No,
not
can't
us.
you even see that
It's not
they
us,
set
we're just-
Davido up and he fell for it?
But they did. No. You know that's about people. People is so in love with conspiracy theories. My goodness.
No.
Yeah.
Pepper doesn't see you. You're not a human being. You're a button he's pressing. Press. Until he gets what he wants. That's Pepper in a nutshell. Okay, we see your messages coming in. We're gonna take a break right now. When
Oh
we
my
get
goodness.
back, we'll read the messages and get into more
But we're
stories.
still
It's all
on
here
YouTube.
on the Grapevine, and yes, we'll be on YouTube while we're off air.
I don't even know what that is about. But think about it. You know, there was an issue like I just remember that actually back in the day there was the one with Techno and Mr. Easy. Do you remember that
Yeah,
one?
those-
The pump up sound where they were saying that who brought in that whole
Pam,
Ghanaian whatever at the time.
Pom,
And
yeah.
you know, Techno had a couple of hits with it, with
Yeah.
Pana and some of them.
Mhm.
And then Mr. Easy was like, actually, it was
He
he who
brought
actually
him,
brought
yeah.
it, which is true, by the way. Mr. Easy was correct at that time. Right now, Maforisa is correct too. Because
Right.
actually, that's one of those songs actually predates Davido's own songs in the genre.
Mm.
You know the song I'm talking
You know-
about, the TJ Kabza song?
Yeah.
But you know, Davido had one with the one South African duo, Mafiki Zolo or something.
Yeah. But that's it was not my piano now. That's just the regular South African
Yeah,
jam.
yeah.
So the thing I think what's happening here is like people are saying specifically this particular trending sound, who brought it into the country? Because of course, actually, Wizkid and Wizkid used to DJ in
What do- yeah,
had a
Wizkid-
song with Mehdi,
Yeah.
but it's not an piano. It's just like house.
So the thing is,
And it was a jam, by the way.
why
Get-
should we?
get
Why
down.
should it be a problem? Why is everybody claiming I brought this first? I brought like
Do you
who
guys want to
cares?
do Zainab Beluga or
No.
R. Kelly? R. Kelly, right?
Yeah, okay.
Zainab should be taken off, please.
Oh, Shelly.
Nobody's going to kill me. No, you are the greatest. You are the greatest troublemaker in the world.
No, but oh yeah, what do you want to comment on?
I don't know, but I felt that to be. I'm not sure what to say about that, to be honest.
It's her testimony now. Good luck, and we thank God for her life. But there's not so much to say about it. I don't know why you're looking at me like
I
that.
know that you can
No, but
have a whole sermon on this if you wanted, but you don't want. Turn you to Pastor Paul.
Sure, I have a pharmacy degree, so maybe actually. But anyway, I just remembered.
We're back.
Oh.
All right, let's take it to the messages 0809 444 981. That is the WhatsApp line. Remember, you can also tag us in your tweets at Smooth981FM. And on YouTube, Smooth981 is the name you need to search for to leave your comments up on the live stream.
well, Tosan on WhatsApp is saying the Wizkid song is mediocre. He needs good songwriters. I hope that his team can listen and take this with open hearts.
No, I don't think that's possible anymore with Wizkid though.
Mm.
And I
Taking-
love
taking
artists
negative
with
stuff.
songwriters. I'm sorry. It's good. Give me different points
But
of view.
James was saying something
different
just now about
lyrics.
why do they need to insist on who brought what in. I think it's necessary when you're discussing stuff like rivalries in like pop music. Everybody wants to claim like I was the first to do this. And let's remember, 20 years from now, this is history. Somebody shows up and says, you know what, actually, it was David. And Wizkid is like, maybe not. So yeah, if we get it right now, maybe then we
So
won't have.
what
an
I'm
issue
still
with
saying is why is the argument or the conversation who brought this thing that has been created already to or who
We want to
imported-
give them
who imported-
Headies
like-
award now. So
What do you say?
want to give them.
No, it's not about the headaches. I'm just saying that if you create a new sound or if you create
Yeah.
something new or something unique, then we can be having that conversation about who brought this first, but not who brought Azoto music to Nigeria?
Nah, man, it's
Who
for,
brought? I
it's
mean,
for the paper
it doesn't
trail
make-
of history. Don't
and
even
I
try that.
also
Do you know
feel-
how many things have been
It's really-
brought
it's
into a
important.
Hold
No,
on a
do you
sec.
know how
It's
many
important.
things
It's important.
have been brought into a country that have spawned new things and that you wouldn't know about unless you knew about the person who had brought it in the
Yeah.
first place? It is
Also-
important for
James, don't
history.
Can we also add the
It's
fact that
important, though.
this conversation is coming up right after this guy Wizkid dropped this new single that is I'm a piano, and then
But
everybody
of course,
goes,
that's why this is.
who brought I'm a piano first? Man, you should keep quiet.
No.
Okay, so
So there's like no-
Jibril from Okota is saying, presently, Ashake is my Nigeria number one.
All right.
Is it?
And
That seems.
To him,
allowed, he's
allow
allowed.
him.
I beg.
It's his
I
personal
want to fight
opinion.
him. Give me his address.
It's his personal opinion.
No.
I want to go to his house.
I think that's my new word for today.
No.
No. Oluwakemi says Wizkid has always written his songs, and that's why his lyrics are sometimes not it at all. This is song, not jig at all. And DJ Mariposa should stop talking. The same fellow that his South African artists don't like. DJ Mariposa didn't bring Amapiano to Nigeria, and that is what Oluwakemi
No,
has
but
to say.
no, that's not fair now. Apparently, the song with the DJ Capta's song also has Motivation on it. So that's what he was trying to say. That you know what, me and this guy brought Wizkid and Burna Boy on a song for the very first time, which actually it's an important thing to actually note. The first time those two people were on a song was a South African song.
All right. Now, Cheryl from Magodo is saying, yay, welcome back, James Silas.
Yeah.
We should visit the headies now that you're back.
Why?
I'm not going to.
It's been 3 weeks. What? That's
No, no.
no news, man.
No,
What-
because of Anthony Anderson, maybe.
Can we move on? What's the next story?
Look at them set my man up.
Let's talk about the documentary. So there's a guy called Anthony Madu,
Okay.
right? Now, Anthony Madu is a Nigerian boy who became popular after a video of him dancing barefoot in the rain went viral in
Do you guys remember
2020.
that?
Yeah.
And he's getting featured, right, in a documentary done by Disney.
It's just amazing, man.
But that sounded so much like sarcasm.
No.
No,
Was
no,
it?
no, no, no.
I don't know. It really
it
sounded
isn't.
like it.
It
But like,
isn't.
we're
But I'm
getting-
coming back. I'll come out to the sarcasm part.
We're getting
But
so
it
much
wasn't.
from this D23 Expo, right? And this is like the latest bit of news for us that I kind of love.
Yeah, I like it as well. I mean, I don't know. Sometimes I'll say this. I'm a bit weary about the Western angle for some of these things.
History is helping you be wary, yes.
Yeah, exactly. Because I think when this thing shows up, the focus might be on the Western savior again. To be honest, it's probably fact, but I just think they might put a little bit too much on that part.
Too much
as opposed-
emphasis on the white
Yes,
savior mentality and
exactly.
the fact that he's now at Elmhurst Ballet School, and
Exactly,
then he'll
so-
show the contrast of
And
his
they'll
life.
show, yeah, exactly. They'll show how really poor he was in
Mm.
Nigeria, this really poverty-stricken country, which it actually is, to be honest.
Poverty
Anyway,
capital
and
of the
then
world.
and then how his life has changed in the West. It's a very common narrative, and I just wish that there was like some kind of balance. Come and show us about Thames, who was living good here and living good there as well, stuff like that, So that's my only worry. But otherwise, I'm happy. Disney in Nigeria, I think that's always a great
We
thing
have
to
that
actually to
But
celebrate.
would
Young,
you also
famous, and
always-
African.
Would you also blame them when our African leaders go to the UN, right? The UN General Assembly, and all they propagate there is that, oh, we're a poor country, so we need funding and we need support from them. So even the filmmakers and those who make documentaries will push the same narrative that truly, like their leaders have said, they are poor, so they need support, and that's what we've done with this
But
boy.
then again, if you see people trying to tell their own stories, right, and this is happening in the literary world as well, where people are like, there are so many more stories that need to be told apart from the whole, everything is so painful being black and being African, and we're poor. But there are so many other stories to be told, which is why stuff like My Sister the Serial Killer became such a hit. And
Where's the
ended up
movie?
winning
They're
prizes.
supposed to, they bought the rights of that book a while ago. No news
know.
about the film.
Movies take time.
I know, but yeah, I just want a production news or something like what's happening.
Mm.
But nothing since then. And the same thing with Americana, the Adichie novel as well.
Yeah.
After Lupita
What
got
happened to-
they scrapped it, and then nobody knows what's happening with that as well.
No, I'm going to go and check it because
I'm a book boy now. that's my other life. So yeah, I'm just like, okay, I'm not quite sure what's happening with the adaptations. Because the thing about it, the film's going to about to become they're supposed to be released, I think, in a few months. the Netflix one with what's the name?
Mhm.
It's a Shoinka adaptation.
Oh, the
Death and the King's
the
Husband.
yeah,
Yeah,
but it's
you
called
get-
something else.
Elisha Oba.
Elisha
something
Oba,
else. Yeah,
yeah.
but
Yeah.
which is the name of the lead character anyway. But
Yeah.
yes, but that's a play from like 1960 or 1959 or something.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, they are more recent books, but we're not really hearing about what's happening with them. There's even the one that Olashwini wrote, the
Secret Lives of
yeah,
Baba Sebi's
exactly.
Rise.
Also, Netflix also has that, right? And no news on that yet. But it just feels to me like the newer books are not getting as much attention as the really old ones. What's happening there?
So do we talk about R. Kelly now?
Oh right, yeah. Let's talk about R. Kelly. So he's been R Kelly.
He has been arrested again.
He's been R.
He's
Kelly.
been R. Kelly'd.
No,
Once again.
his trial has reached a conclusion, and he was found guilty on 6 charges relating to sex crimes and not guilty on 7 counts, according to the news.
I think the major one they said he's not guilty of is obstruction of justice or something like that. But the one of child pornography,
It's still
is
is guilty.
Yeah, and this I wonder, but is this like would it serve them? I'm not sure, so I don't know this. Is it going to serve them concurrently, or is it like after the first 50, another 20 or something, or will they like be compounded? I'm not quite sure about that part. But I mean, for me, what is really sad is this man is corrupting my childhood. Spent a lot of the hours were spent just listening to R. Kelly. My goodness, I probably know like 80% of that man's music.
Yeah.
From like 1991.
We're in the
Yeah,
same
the
WhatsApp
lyrics.
group. Many
Said-
times.
Said you know the lyrics.
I do.
Oh.
Oh yes, I do.
No, really. I mean, we can't at this point begin to unlearn all of those songs that we
Yeah,
love.
you know. And
Because
to be honest, Nigeria would never change when it comes to.
So do we
R.
I
Kelly.
stop?
haven't liked them.
Are we going to stop liking the songs, or you just want to
Yeah,
wipe it off your
in the
head?
US, you can't hear that song in public spaces. So that's what I'm
even
trying to
even
say.
in Nigeria on some
No, you
radio
can't, you can't.
stations, on some radio stations,
Oh, radio,
you
okay,
can't.
radio,
Yeah, it can't be
yes, on
played
radio,
again
yes. But
because
if you
of.
go to like
Yeah.
a bar,
But
if you go to a bar, they're still
I see
playing.
you.
They're still playing lots and lots of R.
Mm.
Kelly's at Nigerian
Really
bars.
sad.
But I think it's difficult to see that in the US.
To think that this guy's music grew on us. Growing up, we loved his
This is,
music.
I mean, I'm an R. Kelly
Respecting the
boy.
name of love.
Ah,
Shakwe's eye made me just behave myself.
I even remember
I
when
take that back.
the very first time, the
The
very first time he one of these issues became really big was when he was about to release an album called Loveland, and they had to scrap that, and then he released Chocolate Factory. I remember I was just in university at the time, and I spent incredible hours just listening to that entire album from like track 1 to the end. So you know, to have this happen to him is kind of like it happening to me. So yeah, I feel really. I'm
What?
conf- But it's true now.
Huh?
No, it's
No,
My
mixed
memory of
feelings.
that. That's my
Walk
point I'm trying
me
to make.
through.
What
Yes,
is
Have
true?
I'd like
this
to understand.
happening to him
Yes.
is like it is happening to
To
you.
you.
Yes.
Walk us through this.
Okay, let me see what I'm trying to
I
say.
just-
I am not in jail, of course, but I feel like if I was in a public space and an R. Kelly song was playing, my head is just sing along,
Yes.
you know. But now I have to think about it like, is this a really good idea? I don't want to be in that kind of a space because an artist is like a particular kind of person.
I
Yeah,
agree.
I
I
don't
totally
think-
get you.
We're not talking about Kelly because of the songs that he sang.
No,
It's
but
about
that's
what
the
he
thing.
did.
No, but that's the thing. You know, there's an argument that a lot of those songs were inspired by the things he did, so you can't really separate them.
Mm.
And of course, I see Chopin nodding ahead, you know. So that's
So
that's the
when
thing.
you say it feels like happening to you,
Yeah.
are you saying you were
My
doing
head is in
things?
jail now. I feel like my head is in jail too because I can't even relax. I can't even. Chopin is
Okay.
exasperated.
No. I'm actually trying to think.
You know,
this
yes. I'm
through
just saying
from
that
your
yes,
point
that
of view.
if, for instance, if an Ashake song plays, I'll be singing along, you
Mhm.
know. But now, if I'm in the public space, I'm going to be thinking like, is this a good idea, really? You know, to sing.
You know,
along
you know,
to
we've
this
not
song?
even gotten to that point where we begin to look at some of our Nigerian creatives. Perhaps because of our judicial system in Nigeria, it might never work. I'm not also calling names or saying that there are some Nigerians who are, you know,
Are
free.
failing.
Exactly. There are some of them. See what happens even with content creators, comedy wise online. A lot of them have been called out, you know, demanding, you know, exchange from some of the females that they want to feature in their videos.
You know, one of the things about that is there's a thin line, admittedly, but there is a line between like committing an actual crime and being convicted for it and like playing with the looseness of morality. I think that a lot of what we've seen here so far, at least, is more like on the latter. But R. Kelly's is primarily with the former case.
It's just because you've not heard the stories.
No, because he's not convicted too. Let's not forget that.
But then there's this issue of can we separate an artist or can we separate an inventor from their work?
Yeah.
Because you know, people who brought us electricity. There are questions about what they did in their lives. So many questions, but for me, it goes back to what you said, Oris, is when they have put all of their mind and soul into their lyrics, and you can already see that they are thinking things. I don't know. Do those lyrics need to be played to go and what's the word? I can't remember the word. To immortalize their approach to life and to other people's children.
The other part of it is these people are not the only people responsible for these things. There was a film by this guy, upcoming what's his name, director called Nate Parker from years ago. He played at Sundance and it was the big film at Sundance. It got purchased by one of these distributors, really huge money. And then later it was it was revealed that he had a sexual scandal in his past when he was in college, and that whole thing was scrapped. But you know, the thing is this: that he's the director of the film. This man, there's somebody who did sound for that film. There's somebody who held the camera for that film.
Yeah.
All of this exactly. So if you are canceling this guy and canceling the film, you are technically also saying that this other people's work doesn't amount to much as well because of one man's crime. You know? So that's one of the things I think about this, about stuff like this.
Right before we go, we need to look at some of the messages again. So there's one note for Wizkid, no name to this. It says, that Wizkid song is a jam. I love the melody.
Finally, somebody from Wizkid.
Anybody can say whatever they want. It's no beans. The song is #1 on all streaming platforms. And I say, what goes up shall come down.
unlike Arsenal, that will just be up.
Yeah, lonely at the top. You know
Who's
what I
talking
mean.
about football now? Why is this guy talking about us now?
You're a Chelsea fan, I can see it.
No, the Manchester United fan, don't mind
Francis from Ojo is saying,
Wait, guys, are they giving any awards for who brought Amapiano first to Nigeria? I
Thank
didn't
you.
know
Good
about.
question.
No,
And-
bragging rights now, guys. Bragging rights.
Bragging,
It's
please.
big now.
And Mr. Mehdi, he should just drop a new work and rest. As
you should not drop. Please.
Wow.
No, no, but he was signed by Davido actually. Does anybody remember that?
No.
He's
longer.
not there again.
Yeah,
guys.
but he was.
He
at
should
the
not
time.
drop again.
I think he has commitment issues.
Welcome back, James, with your Headies Award
Yeah.
for the music analyst category. Please let us encourage Nigerian artists to use lyrics written by others like yours truly, says Tempo XL. And Patrick up on YouTube says James Silas wanted to run away from the Headies gist. Like we die here. Please, what kind of organization went behind that red carpet interviews and camera
What's that
switching to the
person's name?
fashion
What's that person's
runway?
name?
Patrick.
Send me a
Patrick
DM.
Ede.
So it's not for the Lagos audience.
You should send me a DM. If you want to talk, send me a DM. Call me.
We need to go, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Go search James Silas up on Twitter, up on Instagram, send him that DM, find out what happened.
Exactly. And it's Catch Your Wrist on Twitter, Catch Your Wristgram on Instagram.
All
How
right.
time flies when we're discussing Wizkid
With
and
kids.
his #1 that will not last.
Well, the time has flown and let's fly after it. Coming up 9 o'clock, Lagos Talks.
They'll come back.
And they should. You will deserve it. You will deserve it.
Now, what is that rubbish? Do you know how I waited
Haba.
for this song? And the guy
What?
kept
You
postponing
waited for
it.
the song? What is
No.
wrong with you
See what?
guys?
This was the third time he said, I'll drop it. And this was what he dropped.
Wizkid is not in the business of doing classics anymore. Why is anybody surprised, please? The man doesn't do classics anymore.
Well,
he's hot.
I know, but
no, because he did
I
a
don't
very
understand
good
it. I don't
promo for
understand.
the
I don't
song,
understand
right?
it.
He
I
kept
don't
saying,
understand
I'll drop it, and then we'll wait on that day. He'll be like, no.
He didn't do any promo. He just tweeted.
No, that's it's still promotion. And if
Mr. When you go to
if
the club
Wizkid
and this
just
song
says
plays, you
hi,
do like this. I can assure you.
who me?
I'm saying that
when you go to the club and
because
it's
of the
something
speaker
sometimes,
and alcohol, because of the
Even
speaker
Shakira is
and
different
alcohol,
here.
you
Shakira is like,
dance.
yeah.
It's
Right?
Look at
that
that.
It's
duplicates a
alcohol
lot
and
of
the
his
speaker,
dancing.
but to God alone, the song is not.
Oh,
I
my
expected
days.
better.
No,
In this
no,
era
I
where
don't
look at
think
Joe
that's
Boy,
fair.
look at Ashake, look at Oxlade, everybody's now dancing to.
But I hear
Oh no,
Joe
no,
Boy
no,
has-
no, no,
but I
no,
hear
no,
Joe
you
Boy
know
has
that
fallen off.
Oxlade thing now.
I heard Joe Boy has fallen off.
No,
He's still trying. No, he's
let me
there,
tell you
he's
what.
still trying.
I don't think he fell off.
Yeah, he's
What
still
has
trying.
happened? Let me tell you what happened.
Apparently, not very good.
He put out an album.
Mhm.
And you know the thing about
Put
albums.
Shadi on, please.
Sometimes the singles. Some people tend to expect or anticipate albums based on the singles that they've
Oh,
heard.
this is
So
late,
they
sorry.
guys put out some hit
Put
records,
Shadi on
and then you want to
weekend.
listen to the album and hear hits from A to Z. And we are not in an industry where
Thank
albums usually
you.
thrive.
Yeah.
You know,
It's everywhere.
yeah, you know.
Unless
So
you are one of the big boys.
And
exactly.
the problem is that these guys now, it's a huge competition getting international distros. And what they do back end, why I found out that why he kept moving that way, there was someone else who would drop a song and then he doesn't want his song to compete as much. That's what they do, because they speak to, like Wizkid now, he has leverage everywhere. They speak to Apple France, Apple UK, Apple US.
Everywhere.
They begin to send the songs ahead. For someone like Wizkid, he can afford to do that. Joe cannot do it.
No, he
So
can't.
the moment-
No, let me tell you. This, you're talking about distribution. Let me tell you.
Okay.
I'm just explain to you that when it comes to music distribution, once you have your connect already, once you have all the channels, and let me tell you, when you talk about Joe, wait,
before I continue, do you know that even like radio, we pay attention to the bigger artists than the Joe boys?
Normal level.
Yeah,
That's what happens even with
That's what happens
distribution.
with everything. Not just that. Distribution is different. What happens at the end of the day is the level of promotion, the amount you have for promotion of that music. Distribution is distribution. Fact is that if you have a new record, just like your newspapers, they will go to certain vendors at certain places. But what do people want?
So
That's what happens.
It's similar to what I'm saying. So for someone like Wizkid, he has the money to push it. 1, 2.
Distribution is
His
distribution.
name alone. I know, I get your point. I know it there. But for someone like Wizkid, because just recently I started discussing with a distribution team in the UK, so I now understood better. Do you get? They look at names, they look at your numbers previously. It helps you. All those things aids you. So for instance, now if Joe Boy cumulatively has 30 million, and then Wizkid now is going in billions, the distributor that does not even know Wizkid or know him will pick a Wizkid because he has a better chance of selling Wizkid and getting more money. They are after their money.
Yes, and now we're not comparing.
But are you talking
Wizkid-
about dates? Sorry, are you talking
Okay.
about like this? That they might tell you that, you know what, Wizkid is having a song now. Maybe you should wait. Is that what you're trying to say?
No, they are not telling you to wait. Okay, but
Because this is correct then. What you're saying is actually his point though.
that's what I'm saying.
Because
That
it's going to go
we're
everywhere anyway.
saying the same thing, right?
Yeah.
But what happens is, as long as they've taken his own and they've taken my own,
Yes.
they'll put it out.
Exactly.
He will be on number 1 for like 3 days because it's Joe Boy. The moment Wizkid comes, Wizkid has more fan base than him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's
Level
what I'm trying to say.
now.
That maybe what then happens, sorry, is that the distributor, if he has a personal representative, tell you that, you know what, there's a Burna Boy song coming out now. Wizkid, you know, you and this guy is kind of neck and neck. Just wait. Tomorrow, next week, 2 weeks, you better then.
Absolutely.
Put your song
They
there.
even
That's what
reject,
happens.
they even reject
Yes.
That's what happens.
some Nigerian guys who are not as popular outside.
They reject.
They don't
It's
reject
just
them.
on the platform now. What are you
They don't
rejecting
reject them.
now?
See what I'm saying?
You just
The
will not get
distributors-
released.
They don't. Yeah.
The
You just won't get-
distributors, not the platform itself. The distributors look at your numbers and how quick they can make money.
But
Because
the
there's a
distributors and the
split.
platforms now
Sometimes
now.
75-25, right? If your song would give them, in 1 week, they've made good money from it. They would rather pick your song than this guy that they will have to be trying to boost your numbers.
Let me
That's
tell
what
you
I'm saying.
let me tell you what has happened in recent time. The game has changed so much that the power to determine what song goes global, what song blows, is not even in your hand as a
I know.
distributor.
I know.
The only that you have a deal, I have a record, your own job is to
Put it
spread
here,
out,
put it
it out.
everywhere.
That's
So
all.
recently we did this push for Eriga.
Alright.
You see that he was number 1. He had on hip hop charts, right? Number 1 in Nigeria, number 1 in Togo, number 1 in this, number 3 in UK, this, that.
Yeah.
But a lot went on at the back. And guess what? It was MI that was there because he had just dropped his album. It took like 2 weeks. Eriga dropped his own album. Now in Nigeria here, if we had to have that conversation or argument, can you say that Eriga will be at number 1 over MI? No.
Who says that he
It
will
was
not?
possible now.
Do you know what
They are-
guys doing on
they
Twitter?
are not- they are not
No, I
planning it.
know that what is.
No, I'm
How do
telling
I
you,
explain
Eriga
it?
is
But you
even
get what I'm
different.
saying.
We
Look
don't
at
just
MI
say
Eriga, but when you do your back end numbers properly and discuss with the right people, right, they help you push it and even promote it. They don't. I want to say they
But how
don't
do
know
they promote
MI
it?
that much.
How do you promote
Okay,
it
so-
on the platform? Because it looks like you're not talking about
Visibility. That's what they
Visibility
do.
now.
Visibility.
So for instance, now in Russia they have millions of people in Russia. They don't have music as much like Nigerian artists. They don't have the number of artists that we have in Nigeria. So MI now, for instance, might decide he wants to promote in the UK, in the US, in this. Now because of the huge population in Russia, if they say they want to focus on Russia, for instance, with this music, and the people in Russia they like hip hop, you've gotten at least 10 million streams from there, and it's adding to your numbers, global count.
I see, okay, I think I see.
So
Yeah,
that's what they're
yeah,
doing. They
true.
keep spreading to where some of these guys, their music will
But
not
wait,
reach.
are the distributors responsible for promotion as well?
No.
They are not now. They are not now.
Depending on what you sign with them. So ideally, normally you can sign 75-25. They might not tell you that for added benefits that they'll also get international shows.
They do that.
Yes, some distros do it.
So they do it.
Just so that they can get you in.
Such a great first line. Sorry, this one. I watched the sound of the show just for you, your mind, you know. Ah, love.
Isaac,
Take your
what's up?
time to-
Shadi, my babe.
I was saying,
Wait, you're still on. Well, free game. You're giving a free game. You're giving us free game.
Bye, all of you people. Be going.
All right, guys. Thank you for watching. You gotta go. Bye.